The Brookers drilling crooked villains. Billy dropped the roof, then they took his ceilings. Took his feelings. Telling my life story of what I've been through. Exercising my demons, it's like I'm Hindu. Exercising, I'm steaming, it's like I'm Hindu. Throwing up, Willie beaming was a symbol. Any given Sunday, most of us predicates squeezing the cannons and yachts off the coast of Connecticut like Stephen Bannon. Man, fuck forgiving, cut the ribbon, no fucks to give them, no fucks to give them. Where were you niggas when my ribs was touching? Where were you niggas when my ribs was touching? Left-handed when it started to itching. That's when the Matrix, started to glitching. Oracle departed the kitchen. Copper Pyrex, pot to the starch and the glycerin. Black militias, we marching through Michigan. One day, it's your desire. So get busy dying
I found myself inside a sea of deep confusion. Switch my focus just to realign my way. My own mortality consumed inside illusion. I just asked the Lord to take me on my way. Sovereign activations when I spark up my cannabis. I just had a vivid vision rubbing some amethyst. Where were you motherfuckers when my ribs would touch? I was out my mind, I was doing too much. I was in a place where my mistakes wouldn't budge. Really face to face with the drug. But I chose radical self-love. Priestess divination, supreme creatress. Dressed in all black, I got the fuck out the matrix. Ascended in my greatness with my sacred patrons. A bloodline of scientists and alchemists and shit. It's imperative I speak. Nipsey perished in these streets, but his mission was complete, so I find peace inside my sleep.
I give it all. I know you wanna go. My only message leave you better than I found. Funny, it's right now. Yeah. One day, right now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You have just heard the sweet, sultry sounds of the goddess, America Sutton, and also Lizzie Jeff, whose birthday happens to be today. Shout out to Lizzie Jeff. I'm talking about it's a goddess's birthday. Give it up. Leo season. Shout out to all of the Leos out there. Y'all keep roaring and whatnot. And that song is called One Day. Of course, that is off of the the legendary classic. I'm talking about the Red Summer. Make sure y'all go and snatch that up. The Red Summer. That is on all streaming platforms. If you don't do physical anymore, I ain't mad at you. Go and stream that. Get your stream on, my niggas. You know what I'm talking about? And let it do what it do. Okay. So welcome to another episode of Third Eye Thursdays. This is your host, Brother Red Pill, in the building. All right. I'm going to be here tonight, but I'm going to be here briefly because I have a lecture that I'll be doing in about an hour starting 9 p.m. Eastern time entitled The Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. All right. Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah 2021 version. I've been doing this since 2016. If anybody's been following the series, you already know what it is. You know what I'm talking about? What we do is we keep up with each other, and you know, I give my report about what's going on out there in the world and whatnot, that those of us who identify as Black messiahs and whatnot can identify with. You dig what I'm saying? So I've been pretty much on point. I've been calling a lot of things in that lecture series, and tonight won't be any different. We're going to be talking about critical race theory. We're going to be talking about the situation that took place in July with the Moors, rise of the Moors, and also the situation that took place with the INFAC member. All right, the brother, what's his name? What's the brother's name? Ozone, right? We're gonna be talking about the jab, the vax, okay, and all of the all of the stuff surrounding that. That's gonna be very heavy. You know that we can't have too much of a conversation. I don't want to be part of the misinformation dozen. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want the White House to be talking about my account and everything. You know, they're doing heavy censoring on the socials these days. So you kind of gotta watch what you're saying. So we got to take it off of the socials into different places like Zoom and whatnot. If anybody bought a ticket, look in your emails. You'll have a link along with a password to gain entry into the festivities. Okay. All right. So what's good with y'all? How's everybody doing? How's the family doing? I see you in the building, Jefferson. Shout out to the guard, Jefferson. All right. Athletics. All right. Look. I need a box, my nigga. How about that? Yeah, send me a box. You know what I'm talking about? Send me a box. You know what I mean? I'm out here. I'm out here. I'm out here. You know what I mean? I'm out here. Um, so yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I've been doing a lot of researching and studying, and I have my head in the books, the digital books that is. I've been diving and deep diving, combing through the internet, swimming through the fuckery, skipping through the tulips and the daffodils. And it's crazy in these internet streets. Let's talk about it. It's crazy in these internet streets. You know what I'm talking about? Shit real out here. Niggas has lost their minds. How about it? Niggas have lost their minds. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they going cuckoo in these streets. That's a fact. I talked about it a few weeks ago, and it's just sad, yo, how the mighty have fallen. Uh, it's just sad the way people are going out real bad. There's a huge mental health issue in the conscious community, not just the black community. Um, there's a huge mental health issue in the conscious community. Somebody should talk about that one day. I was going to include a section called Delusions of Grandeur into the lecture tonight, but I didn't have enough time. It's a lot of research. You know what I mean? But I'll do a whole Melanin Monday show maybe, or I'll do a Third Eye Thursday dedicated to that. It'll just be a dedicated to Delusions of Grandeur. So I could talk shit about, these individuals who are out here and they buying into their own hype. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and the people are suffering. The people are suffering. The people are suffering. These niggas are still eating ham hocks. These niggas are still fornicating. And, consciousness is not church. So, allegedly you could be ratchet and still function, but we all know that that's not what it is. Like, we don't want to call it church because it's not church. But, I think a lot of people have lost their ways. And they have not realized that this is about betterment of self, right? This is not about chasing the bag. This is not about boosting your ego. This is not about, exhausting your desires. That's not really what this thing is about. You know what I mean? I mean, those things can happen if if it's meant to be. But overall, our assignment is to teach the people. That's our job. Whatever comes along with it, so be it. You know what I mean? That's just the trappings of, hey, it's like if I was a professor at a prestigious college and whatnot, I'm aiming to get a tenure because I'm going to want to teach there forever. I'm going to want to have my severance package looking real good, a golden parachute. But ultimately, while teaching, something may happen and, I just may become president of the college, or You never know. They might open up a new department and give me a new title. Who knows what happens? But ultimately, I'm showing up every day to teach the students. That doesn't stop. Like the students have to learn. One of the differences between college and the consciousness is that you don't necessarily follow the personality. You're not into the cult of personality with your professor, not all the way, because some professors, they like, what's his name with the wild hair, Cornell West. Some professors want to be celebrities and shit, right? And it sometimes gets in the way. Some professors want to be political, and it sometimes gets in the way of what it is that they're known to be teaching. Like, I mean, my nigga, you're a science teacher, and I don't care about your politics, because that doesn't have nothing to do with science, my nigga. And the same thing goes for the conscious community, the teachers, or they call them the thought leaders. That's the new term these days that niggas is using. Thought leader. You know what I mean? Niggas are thought leaders. We're leading people with our thoughts. And, the cult of personality, because we're in the social media age and this is the attention economy, and everybody's paying attention to you. It's not too hard, to fall for a personality outside of their teaching and stuff like that. So now you have teachers, but you also have cult of personality. You have characters. So now it's not just teachers, we have introducing characters. You know what I mean? It's almost like the WB lineup that they had in Space Jam 2. It's a bunch of characters. And these characters are, worshipped by groups of people. They're followed. People live vicariously through these characters. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. This is the signs of the times. We collectively, you can't control the fact that you're in an Aquarian age where technology is at the forefront and social media has risen up, and people are able to tap into you from around the world. Like if we did roll call, you would see that there's people from around the world tapping in. So there's never been really a time that I could remember, and if somebody could remember a time, please inform me. There's never have been a time, I don't think during Martin Luther King's or Garvey's time or Elijah's time, did they have access to millions of people with a phone, right? Millions of people with a phone. I don't recall that time. Right? There's never been really a time where no, I'm talking about multiple peoples. I'm talking about multiple peoples. You know what I mean? It's not just one person. It's multiples, nigga. It's multiples. Take a fucking look. You dig what I'm saying? Take a look. And if you don't see nobody, then it's kudos to you because you're not in that cesspool. It's multiple. And it's been going on for years now. Since like forever. So let's go and read the definition of delusions of grandeur so we could have some clarity. So I'm not just, talking out of the side of my neck, because that's not what this is about. A delusion of grandeur is a false or unusual belief about one's greatness. A person may believe, for instance, that they are famous, can end world wars, or that they're immortal. Delusions of grandeur, also called grandiose delusions, often accompany other mental health issues, including other delusions, right? So there's a delusion of grandeur epidemic taking place in our community, where the fact that people are not, and I don't like to use the word humble because humble is not really a positive word. People are just not, You know, they're having inflated egos. There's a ego manicism going on, you know, all over the internet, all over YouTube, in the hip hop community, in the consciousness community, in politics. You feel me? There's all kind of shit. You know, the baby, you know, I think he has delusions of grandeur. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not siding, nor am I going against the man. But the way that I see this man responding to certain things, he's very delusional. He's very delusional. He thinks that he's somebody that he's not, and he doesn't understand what the fuck is going on around him. You got to be able to read the room, my brothers and sisters. You got to be able to read the room. You got to know when you're getting set up. You got to know when you're being lined up. You understand? You got to be able to read the room. But when you lead with ego, it's gonna show. It's gonna show. You know? Yeah, let's not do the I'm not religious, so they putting my religious quotes out there. I'm you know what I mean? I'm not taking nothing away from y'all religious quotes and whatnot. But why don't you quote something that your grandmama said or something? You know what I mean? And no disrespect to none of the books and whatnot, but let's just go real organic with it. Because that could lead to delusions as well. That could lead to delusions as well. You know? So I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. And I'm not saying it like I'm got one up on anybody, you know, because like I said, it's a lot of people out here. They have multiple issues. It's not just one issue. I'm seeing. I look in the mirror and see my own issues, but I also get on the internet and I'm peeping a lot of shit going on. There's people with mommy issues, daddy issues, abandonment issues. It's a lot of homoerotic activity going on where grown men are worshiping other men, and these men are homosexuals in a sense. You know what I mean? And they're playing in this hierarchy game of hierarchy dominance, and it reminds me of jail culture. And they brought it to the internet. They brought it to YouTube. They flexing on YouTube inside of safe spaces and whatnot. Shit is weird to me. It's real weird to me. So, you know, I really don't know what to say, but niggas seek help. You know what I mean? Men and women, you know, help needs to be seeked. There needs to be, I don't even know, because I don't want to be caught up in the delusion of grandeur and say, oh, we all just need healing. Like we're going to stand under a fucking waterfall and chew on mushrooms and meditate all day, because that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I would say the 2% of the collective might get healing and everybody else is doomed. You know? 2%. Because the shadow work and the type of work that it needs to take to kind of get your shit straight and to get off of depression and to get your mind back and to start seeing things in a better light, that takes and especially in these days, we're not living in a regular day and time. This is not 2020. This is not 2019. This is not 2018. This is 21 Savage. There's multiple psyops taking place, and they've been working a psyop for about a year and a half religiously. And that shit it's almost like when you're fracking and whatnot. They've been able to drill past a certain level in people's consciousness to whereas like Inception, they're working on hitting niggas subconscious, third level subconscious. They working on drilling through that. Remember the Sentinels in the Matrix? Well, the Sentinels is almost in Zion, my niggas. They're drilling right now. It ain't just drill music that's taking place. You hear drills outside, nigga. That's them people working their quote unquote spell. That's them people spirit cooking. That's them people working the psychological operations to whereas they have people on the fucking ropes right now, stressed out, You feel me? Don't know what the fuck is coming down the pipeline to wear, to be or not to be, nigga, to wear your mask or not to wear it, to be vaccinated or to be unvaccinated, to stay inside or to go outside. Like they got us on the ropes right now. And you know, you have to have you have to have you got to be fortified. You got to have some type of foundation. You got to have access to uh you know, some good information. You feel me? You have to separate yourself from propaganda and from real information, because if you're plugged into mainstream right now at this point, if you're plugged into social media, because they've done cleaned it up so much and marginalized so many messages, you don't know what's real and what's not. Yeah, you definitely got to go back to knowing. They talk about locking down New York City again. They're gonna lock everything down again. Think about this, and think about this intensely. Do you remember how intense the lockdown was? Right? The initial lockdown, lockdown, the shit where nobody was outside. The first lockdown, March 13th, 2020, is when it began. Well, theoretically, March 11th is when they canceled the NBA season. And then March 13th, which was a Friday the 13th, Donald Trump declared emergency, a national emergency, right? They pulled the alarm. And we've been on a roller coaster ride going up. We've been on a roller coaster ride ever since. You know what I'm talking about? You was outside all the time. That's what's up. I was outside too. And I remember going to New York City and it was empty. Right. Remember you couldn't find toilet paper? Remember you couldn't find paper towel? Remember that? Niggas was stressed. Right? So then they lift that lockdown. It still is in the back of your mind of how intense it was. They lift it. This is all psyops. This is how you train the people. This is how you get people into what it is that you want them to do. You go hard first, right? You go hard, right? You lock them down, you smash them, and then you let up. You ease it up a bit. You ease it up a bit, and then you give people a little bit of breathing room, right? You give them a little bit of breathing room, and then you threaten to bring it back. That's how you put people on edge. You know what I'm talking about? That's how you put people on edge. The first lockdown, they had niggas smashed. Oh, you can't go outside. You can't go to work. You can't function. You can't travel. Right? You can't do none of these things. And then they let you do it. And then they take it back. And then they let you do it again. And then they threaten to take it back and bring back the initial lockdown. The first lockdown, they're like, yo, we bringing that back to where you can't even move. Now this new lockdown is under threat and duress to where they're going to be knocking on your door and checking your status and then saying, did you get this? Did you get this? Let me see your card. Let me see the proof. Oh, nah, you need 3 more shots because this new variant that they just came out yesterday and said the vaccinated people are spreading, right? Check. They don't even care. They don't even like, they're saying They're not hiding it anymore. I believe it was Valentine or one of our teachers who came and said, nah, the Delta variant is coming from people that got the jab. That's the jab is mutating, right? And that's what you find with the Delta. Yeah, don't say the V word. If anybody that was watching, I got put on just today when I was on the gram, I was doing a live, and they was like, nah, you could find that in Loki. The V word, that's in Loki. So then I go and check out Loki, and the V word, you know what I'm saying, is being used in that. And that's dealing with time traveling and different realities and things of that nature. Yeah, we're gonna start talking pig Latin up in this thing. You know what I mean? In skate, at skate. You know, you gotta take it back to pig Latin out this mall. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody said that's a comic book word. That's a super fact. And is it coincidental? Is it of coincidence that a show that was been planned, right? Because Marvel been planned to put this show out, right? They when they sit down and write the script, and the whole thing about Hollywood's relationship with CIA, and you definitely know Marvel and Disney have a intricate relationship with Central Intelligence. They even have an office in their studio and whatnot, right? So the timing is almost perfect. The timing is almost perfect. And it's like, I just see what's going on, and I see the propaganda. I see the censorship. I see the rollout. I actually see the rollout, and it's not, it's not a pretty rollout, but it's definitely a rollout that we have to be informed about. We need to be, I mean, the only, not the only thing, but your main quote unquote defense in this whole situation is correct information. I'm sorry. And if any of our leaders, thought leaders, and teachers are not staying on point and giving you that right information, you know, and doing their best not to be distracted in a time like this where we need each other the most, man, I don't know what to say. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what to say. You know, shit crazy. It's definitely a heavy rollout. And I do believe the alien invasion is on the agenda, right? I didn't see the final purge. Blue did. He told me about it. I got to go check that out. Yeah, you need the vaccine, you need the vaccine. That's what you need. Have a trusted source of information, maybe one or two sources. You feel me? Have a few sources. That's important. Very important. You know what I'm talking about? Very, very important. You know, I'm very much turned off from this whole community. Just keeping it a buck is disgusting. I'm disgusted. You know, a lot of capping going on. I mean, all around the Instagram community, the YouTube community. I don't know, the woke niggas. I don't even. It's people in the middle of woke and consciousness. They disgust me. It's just a lot going on. You know, it's just a lot going on. And then they give you distractions like that. You know, I really don't care. A tornado warning in New Jersey tonight. Yeah, they got flooding around the world. My nigga, it's flooding in China. It's flooding in India. Niggas is burning up in where they burning up at in France. They getting cooked. They getting cooked. It's mice falling out of the damn sky, it looks like, in Australia and places like that. It's monsoons in China. Niggas drowned on a train. Earthquakes in Alaska. Typhoons and all kind of shit touching down on the East Coast. They just be having flash tornadoes coming out of nowhere. You know, they got Conway in a fucking skirt in a hot tub with Diddy. Like, this shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. Somebody said the most rain I've seen in a while. Fam, tsunami. I'm on the East Coast, my genius. I'm on the East Coast. Bruh, if the summer is 40, if we 45 days into the summer, it's rain 30 of those days where I'm at. It's rained 30, yeah, flooded in London. It's rained about 30 of those days. And I'm not talking about torrential rains. It just be raining. You know what I'm talking about? It just be raining. We had about 2 heat waves, but other than that, just rain. And that's not how the summer is set up, my G. The summer is sunshine all the time. It just be sun everywhere. It just be all sunny. It be sunny to 9 o'clock sometimes. Now it's dark at 8. It's rainy. Shit weird. Somebody said it was raining every day in the A except today. And it is definitely good for the trees, right? It is good for the trees. It's good for whatever's growing. You feel me? It's good for whatever's growing. It's a drought in Minnesota. Yeah, so it's a drought some places, and then it's mad rain in other places. So yeah, they got the drones in Dubai creating rains. We saw that. And if they did something simple like that, where they set the drones out, right? That just proves that the HARP situation was like never far-fetched. These niggas have they sending drones to electrocute the clouds to produce rain. Shit is crazy. That's different. That's different. You know? So I don't like giving HARP all of the credit, because I really don't like handing this European and his cohorts no type of energy that they do not. If they didn't work for that energy, they're not getting it from me. I'm just not blindly be like, oh, that's HARP. I don't know. I can't say that I feel my bones is telling me this is more ancestral. And they throw words out there like climate change and other things to cover up some shit that's really going on nature wise, like ancestral, like solar flare type of energy. Like, I think that climate change, and I know that's a crock of shit. That's all propaganda. They hard on the carbon. Nigga, you're the carbon. What are you talking about? They like, we need to get rid of the carbon. Like, we need to cut back on the carbon. Like, nigga, you are a carbon emission. You're carbon. They're talking about you. It's a drought in North Carolina. Whew. All of them pigs and whatnot. They use all of that water on them damn pigs. So, yeah, the streets is crazy. The internet is goofy. Niggas is out here shedding. You know what I'm talking about? Be careful. Be careful. Be very careful. You could get it many ways out here in these streets. It just don't have to be pulling up on you like, run, Ricky, run. They doing it in different ways. Look, we are at war. It's a spiritual war, higher principalities. You know what I'm talking about? And there's a war going on outside and no man is safe. And if we keep moving like we're not at war, then it's only gonna fall on our shoulders in the end. Niggas got to move militant, like there's some type of warfare taking place. Like, I'm talking to myself right now. I have to be a little more serious about a lot of things, because I'm in the mind state, especially after studying for this lecture, that there's a state of war, whether it's minute or not. It's still a state of war, and I'm not moving like I'm at war. You know, I need to move a little more militant. You know, because they out here doing a lot of BS. And the reason why they're getting away with it is because there's so much ignorance. The ignorance is somewhat pervading and whatnot. They have all of these agents. They have all of these agent provocateurs. They have all of these woke celebrities, the go along, get along gang, and they're bufferers. They're buffers. Look how many artists have come out and said to get the jab. My evil twin, my dark Kermit twin, who's born on my birthday, I believe is my exact day. If not the 14th, the 15th. Boozy Badass. Boozy Badass. He told the people go and get the goddamn jab. Right? But what do we expect from Boozy Badass? He told you niggas to go and sip some lean and other things. You know? I'm not judging. I'm smudging. But I don't when it comes to a Juvenile and Manny Fresh, I don't look that didn't startle me. These niggas will sell you chitlins on a shish kebab. They'll sell you anything. They'll sell your daughter if somebody gave them the prices right. They sold crack. They was selling crack to niggas' mamas. They promoted that. They promoted deaf culture. So why wouldn't they sell you something coming from Big Pharma? It's all Big Pharma at the end of the day. They all in bed with Big Pharma at the end of the day. If you sipping on lean, if you popping pills, that's Big Pharma. If you smoking a GMO weed, that's Big Pharma. If you having body augmented, that's Big Pharma. If you cutting off your phallus and tucking it in, that's Big Pharma. You need all of them to work. They in bed. Certain people are in alignment, and we don't realize it because we don't look at it like that. We only look at things on the surface. So it is what it is. There are greener pastures, definitely. You said that you know Manny, that he's never sold drugs a day in his life. Go and show me the catalog of the songs that he helped push and produce on Cash Money. The niggas was selling drugs, bro. The whole Cash Money was on heroin, damn near. He don't have to personally sell drugs. He's part of the machine that had niggas out there gang banging, selling drugs, and doing all kind of shit for mad long. What are you talking about? We're gonna say that Cash Money is an upstanding label? We're gonna say that his infectious beats and all of the production that he put behind some of those bum ass songs helped our people in a situation. I don't know about you, but I was able to be on the outside looking in, and I saw how Louisiana and other places down south began to downward spiral after shit like that began to blow up. Niggas wanted to go to school to be lawyers in Louisiana. Then they wanted to turn into gangbangers. I'm just saying. And I'm not blaming anything on anybody. I'm just saying sometimes you could be used and you don't even know that you're being used. How many times did we watch Unsung and Where Are They Now? And these niggas they get smart later on in life and figure out that they was being used and whatnot. They have an aha moment because they start reading Malcolm X's biography when they was locked up. I'm not here to coddle nobody. I'm not here to coddle nobody. You feel me? There's been a lot of artists and whatnot, and it's either it is or it's not. Either you for the people and you could show through your works, or you're not. And the big baller shit and the whole catalog that they came out with when they was in a knuckle dragger stage, I don't think that helped the people too tough. Niggas talking about bling bling. Who owns a diamond mine? Which one of them niggas in Louisiana? I see all of the videos where they go and get blinged out. There's nobody melanated this on the other side of that. They're still going to Johnny. What's the Vietnamese nigga in Texas? You know what I mean? They don't have that industry. They don't own nothing. They don't own nothing. These niggas are useful idiots. We don't celebrate that over here. We do not. And then he did that shit, vaxxed that ass up. I know he probably needed a check, but that's astaghfirullah. That's unforgivable. Yeah, Johnny Dang. These niggas giving Johnny Dang all of their business all of these years. And what has that done? And them diamonds is cloudy as fuck. What has that done for anybody in Texas? These niggas is useful idiots and they're proud to be idiots. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. That's opposite of what we stand for. Fuck out of here. We're not coddling that lifestyle. We're not promoting that lifestyle, nor are we going to protect it. You know what I mean? It's okay to be wise. It's okay to be smart. It's okay to be industrious. It's okay to be an owner. It's okay to push health. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay to not be the white man's biatch and stand for something other than what they tell you to stand for. Nobody had no problem with the baby talking about he killed somebody in Walmart. Nobody had no problem with the baby and his hypersexualized lyrics. Nobody had no problem with with the baby when he had his babies throwing up gang signs. Nobody have no problem with the baby and the artist that's on his label, and all of them niggas are buffoons. Nobody had no problem with that. But the minute he say, yo, raise your hand in the crowd, he was like, I don't want to explain nothing for nobody because he could do it on his own. And yes, he was insensitive, but he was trying to be a master of ceremony. If you not broke, make noise. Oh. If your breath don't stink, make noise. Oh. If you got more than $1 in your pocket, left side, make noise. Oh. If you don't got STDs and your ass is burning and itching, make noise. Oh, there's somebody in the audience like, why he talking about me? You niggas is taking that personal now. If you don't have a life-threatening disease, make noise. Niggas is like, oh, he's picking on us. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm not, we're not complaining to this politically correct, sensitive ass shit where you niggas showed up 800,000 deep to hear drill rappers talking about killing niggas all day, but you want to make a controversy because this nigga said, make noise if you wasn't giving niggas head in the parking lot. Yeah, hit dogs holler. If he said that, I'll be like, oh,
to this day, to this day.
Niggas is like, I'm offended. I was in the parking lot giving that. Like, niggas was offended about that. This is where society is now. This is how far niggas have fallen. We don't even realize that we fell the fuck off. Like, this is the lowest of lowest. It's selective outrage. And nobody is making fun of anybody that has a disease and whatnot. That wasn't the idea. What he was doing was just saying, that's the same way if he says nobody's making fun of niggas in poverty. If he's like, yo, if you have more than $1 in your hand, make noise. This niggas out here on this struggling. It's like, yo, I need an apology because I'm out here. I got 59 cents. Like, why are you talking bad about me? Come on, bro. It's more things going on in the world, baby. It's more things going on in the world. You know what I'm talking about? Selective outrage. So I'm out. I'm out of here. I got to start my thing in about 5 minutes and shit. So I got to get myself together. I got to meditate before I start my class. You know what I mean? I didn't really mean to spend all of this time ranting, but you know, it's just some shit on my mind, bro. Like I'm really just I'm staying out of the way. I'm staying far out of the way. Like I don't want to be mentioned and nobody, because niggas be bringing my name up too. Sonetta, Shaka Atmos, Polite, the pills. Like, nigga, keep my name out your mouth. You don't talk about why you niggas be bringing my name and my brother's name up. Like, just because you heard about us, don't mean that you could bring our names up when you start talking about consciousness. Like, don't do that. Don't do that, my niggas. I know you frustrated and whatnot, and you seeking attention, but don't do that. But yeah, man, we out of here. I'll be back Melanin Mondays. We'll talk some more. Hopefully, I'll have a better disposition and whatnot, and I'll have a brighter outlook on things. You feel me? But you know how it be. You know what I mean? You know how it be. Somebody says saying what? What I'm saying is people will have their diatribes about consciousness, right? They'll talk about consciousness and how it's misled the people. And when they bring up consciousness, there's a group of names that they always say. And for some reason, in some of those conversations, they'll just be throwing names out there. And I'm like, nigga, don't put my name in that throw out. Leave me the fuck out of that. Talk about me when it's time to talk about something that's uplifting. That's what I meant. That's what I was saying a minute ago. Yeah, to this day, nigga.
To this day. To this day.
It be niggas that I never heard of, never seen in the, never put on no work, never was on the front lines, never was nothing. It's just you got a YouTube account. You lit now. No, my nigga. We don't work like that. So yeah, with that being said, I'm out of here. Love and light to y'all. Y'all stay dangerous, stay focused, stay safe, you know what I mean? And stay on point, you know what I mean? Because like I said, it's a war going on outside and they expecting us to slip up. They're banking on us to slip up. We're not gonna slip up, you know what I mean? We're gonna stay strong. So with that being said, love and light. If anybody wants to join me tonight, the link is in the description. The Linkington is in the description. You smell me? I'll put it right here as well. That's the abbreviations. Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah 21.eventbrite. Or the link is right there in the descriptions. Come and join me. And we're gonna have some good conversations tonight. You dig? With that being said, peace and love.